at least got beefy arms. What can I say? I got guns for days. No, I don't. I have no muscle. I rely on my brother and my dad for everything. Greetings, humanoids. Welcome to my channel. Today's plan is gonna be very exciting. I'm a little worried though because it's kind of a complicated pattern. It's literally it's by McCall's and it's a vintage shirt, and it's not like a vintage pattern, it's just based off of one that's kind of like a vintage Victorian look. So I'm gonna try my best to make it look good and stuff, but yeah, we shall see if that works because I'm really nervous and it's gonna be horrendous, I'm sure, and it's gonna be incredibly difficult, so I guess we'll see when it gets there. Anyways, let's go and get started. Step 1, gotta iron all this fabric out.
A few moments later.
Alright, so now it's step 2. So I'm going to basically go ahead and trace all of my pattern pieces for the top. And my materials for over here will include a cutting mat, a long ruler thing. You know, this time I'm not using a board. And I did always have this. It's just I was too lazy to go get it. And then I have another smaller one as well as a roller blade cutter thing. Yeah, so let's go on and pin these patterns down, and then we can go on and trace them, and then chop them, and yeah. Pattern pieces completely laid out where I'm gonna pretty much sew them together and stuff. So I have the 2 bell sleeves here. So let's start from the back. So this right here where I'm pointing, that is going to be the back panel. So I'm basically gonna have to sew that center down there. And there's also these darts in here. If you can see them, they're little purple dots that I've made. So I need to cinch those together, obviously on the wrong side, and then press it so you won't be able to see it. And then also over here, this is where it's going to be seen on the front. The buttons will go where these notches are, these lines that I've made. And then right here, these darts are what I was talking about. Those darts are going to be sewn together. And so the back panel, side panel 1, front panel 1, front panel 2. And then down here at the base of it, that is basically going to be a ruffle piece that's going to be around the waistline. I still don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I still haven't shortened the shirt yet because I haven't decided if I want it to be either the long one or the shortened one with the ruffle. So until then we can figure it out. Okay, so I re-maneuvered it to the correct way, so it'll probably make a lot more sense now. So this piece here that I'm pointing at that is going to be met up with the front panel. So that's the first one in the front, as well as that. And then so this one will also be on the other side. And then it'll be combined from this edge to that edge will be sewn together, as well as those two. So it'll be like one unison of a piece together. And then this line up here, that is number 5, so that one's going to be the little ruffle around the neck. So yeah, that's what it looks like. All of these dart pieces, all the spots that had the darts, I went ahead and sewed those together, as well as the center back on the back panel, because I wasn't supposed to exactly do that. I was supposed to have it folded and then open it and it'll be there, but whatever. Anyway, so the next step is actually to sew right here where I'm pointing, so this side and that side together, as well as up here and there, like to those pieces, so to connect the shoulder pieces and the sides. Okay, so now I am done with like sewing the side pieces as well as the shoulder pieces together. So now, if we're sure to get out of the way. Okay, so some immediate problems that I need to fix ASAP. First is I need more armpit space, because Lily's got beefy arms, what can I say? I got guns for days. No, I don't. I have no muscle. I rely on my brother and my dad for everything. I'm a little worried about the bottom, that it's not big enough, but other than that, like, I feel like it looks pretty good. So, like, with it together, it looks like that in the back, and this at the front and stuff. So they're gonna have like the buttons, which I will fasten very tightly because hopefully it won't bust, because that would be quite unfortunate. Yeah, I'm gonna go on and start with the next part, because, well, I mean, my next part is that I'm pressing the seams, because look at this, look. I did it. I pressed them. I actually had to press and glue this one down with fabric glue because it was like not wanting to stay down, and because it's gonna be revealed for a long time, I was like, might as well just do it. So yeah, I all the spots that I had darted as well as are also pressed. So aren't you so proud of me? Anyway, so yeah, now we gotta press this seam, that seam, and these side seams. I'm probably gonna seam rip down a little bit and stuff. I'm gonna deal with that later once I have to actually, you know, deal with the puff sleeve part. So for now, I guess I hope you enjoy montage time of me trying to press them. So yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and finished pressing, fixing up some of those dart spots and everything. So now I'm gonna set the base part, or the body, I guess, of the shirt, and then I'm gonna go ahead and steam press it on Rochelle, just so I can get that kind of like the, what is it called? Just so I can get the seams more so like glued down, make them stick more. So basically, I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna do it inside out, that way I can fix some of the parts that are more so like needing a little TLC. And so I'm still gonna steam press some of these parts that still need to be open. It's so irritating, some of the parts, because they're just so like wonky, but I know I need to trust the process. You know, maybe from here on out I should just start making my own, like, patterns. I think it would be a lot easier in a sense. So, with my buddy here, Rochelle, we both just learned something, and I feel kind of dumb about it. So I didn't realize this with this pattern, but apparently, like, on the piece of paper, it said to use, for these two front pieces here, so this side and that side, it said that I need to be using pattern number 3. And at first I was like, oh, okay, I'll use pattern number 3, whatever. But then I started feeling kind of suspicious about it because, let me just say, it's meant for a girl much more gifted than I am. And I wondered why it didn't fit correctly. And then I realized, looking at it this morning, that literally on the beginning, like the very first part of that page, it points out to do like measurements for your bust and stuff, which your bust is up here. That's your measurement up at the top. And oh my goodness, it's broken up into pattern piece 1, 2, and 3. So pattern piece 1, which is still for the front, for this panel piece and this panel piece. Number 1 is for an AB cup. Number 2 is for a C cup. And number 3 is a D to double D cup. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cry a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm just joking. So I'm gonna seam rip here, on these sides. I'm gonna take this front piece off, and I'm gonna try to maneuver the panel piece, like the tissue paper. I'm gonna try to maneuver it on it to where I can still use this fabric. I hope it'll still work out, because I don't have enough fabric of this kind to make it fit, so I'm hoping, I am praying that it's still going to fit. Okay, I'm really excited now, because, so this is the number 1, and I know it's really wrinkly. I hate folding these, so I literally just like, and then just throw them back in the package as best as I can. But look how, like, oh my gosh, it's totally gonna work. I don't need to worry about getting a different fabric. So what I'm gonna go, once again, I'm gonna seam rip these two front pieces off. I'm gonna set this on and see if I can do that. I wonder if I can fit it on and to where I don't even need to cut this side, and I just need, well, I might be able need to cut that part off with this. So yeah, let me try that. I'm so excited. It's working. Okay. So I think I'm gonna, the sides and the top here, they should be fine. Like they look like they fit correctly. So I'm gonna take it off the dress floor and put it on the ground. So I'll cut this part where I put the darts together off. And then, yeah. And you wanna see a cool trick? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Alright, so I went ahead and put on 2 new sides of these. And it's a little funny because it doesn't really fit the dress form at all, but it fits me perfectly well. So I'm just going to leave this at a standstill because eventually I am going to have to, adjust this part because I am having problems with it being too small on my armpits. So yeah, right now, because this is at a standstill, I'm going to go ahead and, so this piece is number 5. I'm going to go on and basically sew the opposite end of where this dart is. So I'm going to sew that together, and then we're going to baste it down, and then I'm going to try to basically ruffle it up, and then we're going to baste it onto her. Alright, so I am done with this part. I still have a needle attached to it because I'm too scared to let go of it because I'm worried I'm gonna lose my spot and have to redo it and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pin this on and see how it looks. And then we're gonna baste it together. Alright, so I have that part done. The next part on the pattern, it actually wants me to go ahead and start with the bottom ruffles. So here, I'll quickly show you what it is I'm gonna do. So I have these 2 smaller middle pieces, which is number 7, both of them are, and that's number 6, and that is also number 6. So I'm gonna sew those back to back, face on to face on, and then I'm gonna connect them all, and then I'm gonna baste it together. Basically doing a lot like what I did with the neck ruffle, but to the bottom. Okay, so it's literally been 2 seconds, and I've been thinking, I am really tired of doing this basting. I absolutely hate basting fabric, okay? It hurts my fingers, and I'm too lazy to use a little, what is it called, one of the finger metal things or rubber things. Like, I have a bunch of them, I just hate using them for some weird reason. Anyways, so I'm gonna ditch that idea. I'm actually just gonna basically hem it upward just a little bit, yeah. Anyways, so the next part is literally connecting like the weird S-shaped fabric, so this kind. I forgot what number it was. I believe it was number 8. If I'm wrong, I am so sorry. If I am not wrong, then I'm so happy. Anyways, so yeah, I gotta do that, which it'll go all the way around here and down, and that is what's gonna basically like hide this front center seam, and it's also gonna be like right on the back. Also, I just realized this. I wish I did this a little bit differently. But apparently for this, it's supposed to be up like that. And if I realized that in time, I would have made it a lot shorter. But I didn't. So what I might do is I have a couple different ideas that I could do. Number 1, I could take it off. Which, yes, that will probably be the easiest and the less brain cells I have to use. However, if I do take it off, that's gonna be a lot because I did a zigzag stitch instead of basting it onto her. So yeah, that's gonna take me like an hour or 2 at least. The other thing I could do is I could try to maneuver it in a way to where it's shortened, like folding it perhaps, but it's gonna be really complicated and hard. Or I had this other idea. What if I configured the next piece that goes all the way around and down? What if I configured it to where I could lay it down? Because that's what I want. I think that looks the best for what it is. So yeah, I think that might be what I end up doing. Because I really do love the ruffles. Like, I think it's really pretty. It's just, they look horrendous when they're up. Like, it literally looks like a mid-century, like, rich person. Have you guys, like, I'll show you a picture right here. But have you guys ever seen, like, the kings and queens in those old, like, pictures? Like, they had these, like, circle things around their neck, and they were, like, made out of, what's the word? I don't know. It was, like, some sort of, like, lace, plastic, not plastic. They didn't have plastic at that time. Anyways, absolutely ugly. I do not want that look, and I dare you to tell me that it doesn't look like that, because it totally does. So yeah, I'm going to leave it down and try to configure a way to where I can still have it down, but where these rough edges aren't going to be shown. So yeah, for right now, I'm going to play a little Tetris with the next pieces around the neckline to see if I can figure it out. Yeah, this is going to be too complicated, so I'm just going to shoot right next to it. So, you know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I am an absolute genius. So this is my idea. So, basically this is gonna be sewn on here, and it's gonna have like another part that's sewn there and then mirrored, you know what I mean. Anyways, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew this on like normal, and whenever I do that, it's gonna hide this seam. However, because that part is gonna be folded in and underneath the shirt, it's definitely gonna like pick this up. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to steam press it, like these edges, and then I'm gonna like try and zigzag stitch it down again to both of them, that way it stays down. Yeah, I think that might be the best idea for me. Oh, the life of being lazy. I feel like it's almost worse to be lazy than to, you know, actually try. Alright, so this is it so far. I'm very happy because it looks so good, and my brain hurts. That took me like 3 hours, so I decided a little snack break was needed. So I have like literally only a couple things left to do. I have to do the bottom, and then the last thing will be the buttons. So for the next part, I guess you'll see the reveal. So let's go. I forgot to also point out about the sleeves, so that'll also get done. That's the gist. Oh, it's so like... Okay, so this is her so far. The next steps that I need to do, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually, because, okay, these sleeves aren't on yet, and this is just the vision thus far. So right now I'm gonna take it off of her shell, and then I'm gonna hem the base of this. Oopsies. And then after that, I'm gonna put the sleeves on, and then I'm gonna put the buttons on. So, montage. I went ahead and I sewed the sleeves and put them on her. And just so you know, for these next portions, I have literally been procrastinating so bad. For the past like 2 hours, I've been scrolling through Facebook Reels. You know you're bad at procrastinating when that happens. And now my brain hurts, even though I still got a lot to do. So amongst all the hundreds of things left to do for this shirt, so I was talking with my mom about it, and for first glance, I absolutely hated this beginning because, as you can remember from earlier, I brought up that it looked like an ugly, it looked like an old collar that like old kings or like noblemen would wear during like the medieval period. So I did not like that. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna like sew it down flat, and I thought that was cute. However, I still like how it looks on like the sides and the back with it standing. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just kind of gonna like fan these down like this, and I'm gonna sew them down like that. So it'll be flat in the front, but like on the sides and the back it'll be up, but just it won't look weird. Alright, now that that whole thing is done, I cannot believe I went outside like this, like shirtless. It is absolutely freezing. It is like negative 10 degrees outside right now. And it was funny putting on my coat because it was like, it felt colder with my coat on than without it. So yeah, that was interesting. Anyways, I love this like shirt, blouse, whatever it's called. It's really pretty. I'm obsessed. And what's funny is that the moment I showed my mom, she was like, you kind of remind me of like a Disney princess or like Snow White. So I'm calling this my yellow version of Snow White dress. And I don't think my short hair quite works, or not quite works. I don't think it quite helps. But anyways, yeah, I am like absolutely obsessed because this project didn't really take me that long, but it was still a lot of fun to make and stuff, so that was amazing of it. My favorite thing about this project has got to be, honestly, probably following the directions as closely as I did. I absolutely loved that. And it's funny because normally I hate following instructions. I'm that kind of person, you know, that's a lot like my dad, and I'm sure like most dads, and whenever the washer machine comes in and there's a manual to fix it or whatever, you just kind of toss it and you're like, I got this, I can do this, I don't need that, but we all know we need it. I'm that kind of person, and this was, excuse me, this was seriously the first time I had ever like full on correctly followed the instructions as you are supposed to. So yeah, I did make a little, like some spots a little differently. Like obviously this is different. I was lazy and did not finish these buttons, as you can see. Oh my goodness. So the sleeves, I seriously did not do them we were supposed to. We were supposed to get bias tape and sew it on and basically like pleat it together and stuff. I didn't do that. I literally just kind of did like basting. I did the exact same thing on here that I did here. And just so you know, way earlier I brought up that I absolutely hated basting. I think I might love it now. Like, this project forced me to love it. But yeah, the only thing I didn't like is honestly probably having to seam rip the front panels and stuff because they weren't correct and stuff. Like, they were for a bust size much bigger than mine. So yeah, I'm glad that it turned out as well as it did. I was not expecting it. I am really proud of the back because of how straight it is and stuff. Like, the lines are very crisp. This whole thing, like, I seriously tried my best, and I'm really glad I did. I pressed everything. I constantly was fixing the seams, trying to be as accurate as possible, being very strict about it. And honestly, it kind of pays off. So Lily might start doing that more often. So yeah. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It makes me really happy to see other people enjoying to watch the things that I love to make. And so yeah. And honestly, my next project is actually going to be a skirt that I bought the fabric for specifically for this. So they're going to be like a 2-in-1. So next week, whenever that comes out, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, it's exciting. So yeah, I hope you have a great day. I really appreciate y'all. And if you have, in case you've forgotten, subscribing helps. But honestly, not as much as watch hours. So honestly, those people who are like sitting down and watching it all, I love you so much. There's like a good 70% of y'all that are literally just like skipping and skipping. And I know my brother and my dad is one of those because they don't like this kind of girly stuff. They like, you know, machinery and farming. They like outdoor stuff, not girly, you know, not girly like sewing and stuff. So yeah. Alright, see you later.